Good morning, everybody. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the Thursday afternoon session. Excited that you are here. So do what I'm doing right now. Go ahead and share with Go ahead and share with everybody. Go ahead and share now. All right, thank you for coming on. Go ahead and share this link. We have a power pack session today. So power packed, it's amazing. It will blow your mind. So waiting for the speakers to come on. Uh, we are getting started shortly. Go ahead and share right now to every page, every group you're part of. Let them know that the session I just started and we're ready to commence on all these goodies for today. And make your comments there. Let us know where you're watching from so that we can acknowledge you because this is going to be really powerful today. We have four amazing speakers, very successful speakers, very successful men that's going to be teaching on everything we need to know concerning being successful in our digital product business. So get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. So let us know where you're watching from. And let us know if you are ready for this session today. Let me know if you're ready. I don't know if you are ready, guys. All right. Michaela from Colombia. Bree from Corpus Christi. All right. Who else is watching and where are you watching from? And please share this to every page, every group you're part of. And let them know that this is a free conference and free summit and so many awesome things are happening right now and you don't want to miss it. I think our speaker. Yeah, I think our speaker is having a technical difficulty, so let's wait for him. Let's let him get on. So, all right, so let's get started as we wait for our speaker. All right, let me know what's the favorite thing you have learned so far. What's the number one thing? What's the most awesome thing? What was that thing or that speaker or that word that really, really resonated with you? Let me know in the comments. What's the most favorite part of everything you've been learning so far, so that we all can learn with you and learn from you as well. All right, let me know in the comments what's the most favorite part of the sessions for you. Okay, yeah, we got a speaker now. We got a speaker now. The man. All right, I'm gonna just bring him on because I know this man is loaded, and I'm not going to take his time because he got so much he's gonna release today. All right, bro. 3, 2, 1, come on. Yes. Hey, this is the man, the myth, the legend. Michelle Berverin, Vabburn, right? Yep. Awesome, awesome. He's a CPA, he's a tax strategist, award-winning author, writer, contributor to entrepreneurs, right? But he's also a rapper, right? He's a recording artist, man. This man, he doing better than all these Jay-Z's and Kanye and all these other people you all know. But he's so low-key, but he's a rapper, he's an entrepreneur, he's awesome, awesome. How you doing, bro? I'm amazing, bro. Thanks for having me. Thank you so much, man. I know your time is so precious. I'm really excited that you're able to make it here today. And also to say it's a live broadcast. We're broadcasting on several platforms, including Facebook, mostly on our Facebook group, our Facebook page, on YouTube, and also to our live streaming to those who got the replay, who bought the replay. So we're going to be broadcasting both live and replay to at least 2 or 3,000 people. That's our estimate. So we brought you on because you're the man. It's coming towards the end of the year, and a lot of people need to they have this final month to put themselves together and put their finances together, because we don't want any of our folks going to jail because they didn't do things right. So I know you're the man to kind of straighten us out and put us in the right path. So before you get started, so I get got 1 or 2 questions I want to ask you. So what got you into being a CPA? That's not like the most sexy thing a lot of people want to get into. So what you like, okay, I'm a rapper, but I want to also be a CPA.
Yeah, it's crazy. A little bit about myself. So I'm originally from South Florida, so Miami, Florida. Came from immigrant parents, so I have 2 parents from Haiti, and really they came to the United States to give my sister and I an opportunity to be able to live the American dream. So actually, my dad actually had a tax office in Miami, Florida. Out of all professions, he was doing helping people with taxes, but unfortunately, there were some things that he wasn't supposed to be doing that he was doing, ended up getting him in a lot of trouble.
Really?
Yeah. So he ended up ultimately, long story short, he ended up having to go to jail for that, right? He wasn't reporting all of his income. He was doing some things he wasn't supposed to do. And for me, I didn't want our family legacy to be like that, right? Because growing up, I didn't have my dad around. Like, he literally, that happened when I was like 10 years old. We had a whole bunch of traumas that happened where I was held our family was held at gunpoint at one time, and all these different things. But anyways, always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Didn't think about taxes at the top of my mind, but I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And then as I went to school, I was getting into business school, and then I took an accounting class. I did very well. My professor told me that accounting is the language of business. If you want to make a lot of money, which I love money. My name is Money Making Mitch.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I think this is going to be something I can do. Ended up going to one of the best accounting programs in the country for accounting, and ultimately just ended up becoming a CPA. And now, really love doing it because less than 1% of CPAs are Black. So just being able to be someone who is giving our community the information, also able to do it in a way that we can understand and be able to avoid, some of the issues that I had when I was growing up, experienced personally with my father, and, a whole bunch of other horror stories that we hear on the news and stuff like that. So that's kind of what got me into it, is just to be able to, help more people with their business. And I think, accounting and taxes is like literally the most important thing that any business owner needs to know.
Wow, so sorry to hear that about your dad. Wow, that must have been so traumatic. So let me ask you as a CPA, I don't know if you have the answer to this. Where is it? Where does maybe under reporting income or over reporting expenses, or those are kind of the 2 big triggers. When does it cross? I don't know if you know this though. I don't know if you have the answer. What does it cross from being a civil matter versus being a criminal matter? Because there's some folks that underreport, that underreport income or overreport expenses, and they just get a letter and say, "Hey, we figure out you made more money. You got to pay it back." There's some other people, they're going to jail. What's as a CPA, do you know what the difference is? When does it cross over from civil to criminal?
Yeah, there's different types of Irs audits out there, right? So there's 3 main ones. You have what's called a correspondence letter. Basically, that's just a letter from the IRS saying, "Hey, there's something suspicious about your tax return. Let's look into it." Something like that. That's probably going to come from maybe like a simple mistake, like maybe you missed a W-2, maybe it's not what they call a material means like a significant issue with your tax return, right? So maybe it's like something you forgot, or whatever the case is, right? Then they have what are called like office audits, right? This is where the letter's not going to be enough. They want you to actually go out there to the IRS office so you can talk to an IRS agent and they can understand more. So if it becomes something to where it's a little bit more complicated, they want to have that conversation with you, then that's the office audit. Then you have the field audit, where they actually have to go to your office. That's when it becomes criminal, when they're like, "Let's go into the office. Let me go inside your drawers. Let me pull the records. We're going to have the people sitting here." That's when it becomes more more of a bigger deal. Usually when that happens, it's if someone is obviously doing like what's called tax evasion. So there's tax avoidance where you can legally, ethically reduce your taxes. There's tax evasion when you are intentionally understating your income and overstating your expenses. So the example that I shared with you, my father, unfortunately, he was understating his income, right? So he actually had another business he was generating money from. He wasn't reporting that, unfortunately. So that led to them doing the field audit, looking through his stuff, trying to figure out what was going on. So that's when it becomes a bigger issue. And then also too, yeah, if you decide, hey, I don't want to pay it, or you don't come to an agreement with them, then they're just like, okay, well, if you're not going to pay it, then you're gonna have to pay for it in jail.
Wow. Yeah, but that's still my point though. Like some people they do tax evasion, they don't report on their income, but they just get a civil penalty. Some other people. So do you know what really triggers to say, hey, we're just not going to pursue this in a civil way? Because some people don't, they underreport all the time. But this one, we want to really put this person in jail.
Yeah, I think it probably just. Honestly, I don't know the threshold. I'm assuming with those cases, it's basically. I'm not. Well, I don't want to put a number out there because I don't want people to say, oh, if I just do this, I'm just gonna get a letter. But I think usually, obviously, when cases where it's millions and millions of dollars, that's probably going to be a criminal type of issue. If they find that you are intentionally not even reporting a whole business, then that's probably is going to be turned into a criminal issue. If they find that you are pretending to put things on there, so like one of the things that you could do is you could deduct things from your business, right? So overstating expenses. If you're saying that you spent all this money in a certain area but you didn't really do it, or you don't have any documents to substantiate it, then that could be another issue as well.
Wow. Guys, this is why you all need to share this video right now. I want to see these numbers at least double on social media. Share right now, especially on Facebook, because this man can straighten you out and he's trying to put all of us together. So, Mish, I know you got so much. Michelle, I know you have so much to share today. So let me I'm going to give you the full screen. So you have about 20 minutes. I'll come out for like 5 minutes on Q&A, okay?
Okay. If it's 20 minutes, just to give full disclosure, guys, I'm going to be talking very quickly. So make sure, hopefully, if you guys got the replay, you're going to have the replay. If you don't, make sure you upgrade and go ahead and get that replay because I'm going to be rapid fire. But let's get into it. I will go ahead and share my screen and we will get into it, all right? And then let me know, because I'm not going to be paying to the time as much. So let me know if just give me like a countdown a little bit.
Sure, I'll do that.
Let's see. All right, can you see my screen? Tax Wealth Secrets. Let me know. Can you see the screen? I think they can. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Tax Wealth Secrets, how to build wealth using tax saving strategies without worrying about the IRS. My name is Michel Valbrun, aka Money Making Mitch, certified public accountant, tax strategist, and award-winning author. You can go ahead and see my handle right there at Michel Valbrun. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and all of the above. Tax Wealth 101. If you want to get more information about the information I'm sharing with you all today, make sure you go ahead and tap into that website. All right. So quick disclosure. This training is for informational purposes only. It does not constitute legal or professional advice. You are encouraged to consult with a licensed tax professional, enrolled agent, or CPA if you have specific questions related to any of the topics covered in this presentation. All right. So why is this different? So if you ever struggle with paying taxes in the past, I want to share with you that's not your fault because you were not given the right information, probably working with the wrong person. In this training, I want to put some of your fears to rest because what you're going to learn today is different. I'm going to share with you the reason why you believe that you can't save money on taxes is a big lie. I'm also going to let you know that if you ever thought there was an easier way to save money on taxes, you're absolutely right. And after this training today, I really want you guys to be able to walk away with some tangible, real strategies for you to be able to save taxes today. All right. And obviously, make sure you go ahead and turn off your cell phones and focus on this information because literally the next 60, this presentation is usually 60 minutes, but I'm going to go for it for 20, could literally change your life. All right. So let's get into it just real quick. Again, who I am, Michel Valbrun, certified public accountant, been featured in several publications. I'm a writer and contributor actually for Entrepreneur Magazine. So I actually write articles for Entrepreneur Magazine. been featured in several magazines. I also have a book called Prolific Profit. As you can see here, I've been had the opportunity to meet some really cool and dope people. Also, too, I was featured on Good Day LA, right? I am currently living in Atlanta, Georgia. Out of all the CPAs in the country, they went ahead and reached out to me to go ahead and share with the people in LA some things that they need to understand about how to save for the prepare for the upcoming tax season. So that is there for you all to check out online, all right? Also, writer and producer of the 10 Tax Commandments. You guys can check that out at 10taxcommandments.com. So getting into it, so the CPA success system. The CPA success system is basically the process, the methodology that I use to go ahead and help my clients go from where they're at to where they're trying to go. In this case, I'm helping you all try to save money on taxes, all right? So the first part of that is clarity, understanding that, hey, I need to understand how to save money on taxes. Cool. Now that you understand where you're at, then I'm going to give you the power, the tools, knowledge, information that you need to go ahead and take your life, your business to the next level. And then accountability, making sure that you're working with that individual who's going to help keep you accountable and help you actually implement the strategies that you're going to learn in this presentation, all right? And as you can see, it all comes together to give you prolific profit. You can see how all these sections blend into together. Clarity, power gives you awareness, power, accountability gives you results, accountability and clarity give you growth. All right, so how did I get into it? We kind of talked about that, so I want to quickly skip through it. Also, I want to share this quick story too, right? So as I was learning about taxes, as I was going through the accounting program, I used to do a lot of volunteer work, right? So I volunteered for this organization called VITA. VITA is basically this tax prep organization that allows people who are lower income individuals to go ahead and get their taxes done for free. I was going through the process. I was working with this couple. I was killing it. I thought I was doing a good job. At the end of the process, the couple turns to me and is like, well, how do I save money on taxes next year? And I froze. I didn't know what to tell them. I was embarrassed, and it was a very humbling experience for me, because here I am going to one of the top accounting schools in the country, getting all these accolades and doing all these different things, but I personally did not know how to help these couples save money on taxes, right? And what you're going to learn, and what my experience has been, is that the education schools, the universities, do not educate you necessarily on business taxes, right? So they just prepare you to work for corporate America. So with that, it really made me feel bad, and I felt like a personal failure as a tax preparer and as an advisor. And I really went through this dark period where I was trying to do a lot of self-discovery and wanted to learn more about what I needed to do in order to help people in the future, and see if I should even switch my career. So I came across this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. You all are probably very familiar with it. Great book. In Rich Dad Poor Dad, they talk about the cash flow quadrant, right? The cash flow quadrant are the 4 ways you can go ahead and produce income, right? So you can make money as an employee, you can make money as a self-employed individual, you can make money as a business owner, you can make money as an investor. And one of the things that I loved about the book, and one of the things that really opened my eyes, was that the people on the right side of the quadrant make the most wealth, they make the most money, and they leverage their own system, and they leverage their own money, right? They leverage people, and they leverage money to make more money. And the crazy thing is that they end up paying less money in taxes, right? So that was mind-blowing for me, and I really got even more interested in figuring out, okay, how do they do this? How are they able to do this legally and ethically? Why is the system set up that way? And it really helped me discover what to do, and really being able to help, clients, literally thousands of people, save money on taxes legally and ethically. All right, so if you guys are ready to learn, just go ahead and drop a yes in the comments. You can go ahead and drop a yes in the comments if you're ready to learn how to go ahead and save, and we can go ahead and get into it. All right. So what we're going to cover is just going to go over 3 secrets, 3 ways for you to go ahead and be able to save money on taxes. I'm going to help you understand why understanding taxes is your biggest ROI to increasing your wealth. I'm going to help you understand how successful entrepreneurs and investors save 10K to 100K in taxes legally and ethically, and who do you need to hire in order to go ahead and help you with your taxes. All right. So we have this vision of a doctor, right? So when you go to a doctor's office, they go ahead, they ask you all these different questions. They ask you about your weight, your family history, all these different kinds of things, right? And as a CPA, I do a very similar process with my clients, right? When someone gets on a call with me, I go ahead and ask them, how much money are you making? How much money did you make last year? Do you have kids? Are you married? What kind of businesses do you have? What kind of entities do you have? All these different types of questions, and it helps me get an idea of where they're currently at with their business and where they need to go, and how much they end up, what they're currently dealing with as far as it relates to accounting and taxes. But the biggest diagnosis I found across the board, with all different types of industries, all different types of individuals, is this: that taxes are your single largest expense. All right, taxes are literally the biggest expense that you have in your life. And a lot of you may think that's not true because you're thinking, well, no, I have a big mortgage, I have a big car note, my kids are expensive, restaurants, all these different things, student loans. But taxes are literally your single largest expense. I'm going to share with you why. Look, when you make money, you pay income tax. When you buy something, you pay sales tax. When you purchase property, you pay property tax. When you sell the property for more than what you paid, you pay capital gains tax. And when you die, right, someone could be paying estate tax. And then you add up all these different taxes, that comes out to like 50% of your income, maybe even more than that. And even though that's a significant amount, there's an even bigger tax that's not on this list that I want to share with you all today. And the biggest tax of them all that no one talks about, literally until I started putting it out there, now people are talking about it, is what I call ignorance tax. All right. So ignorance tax is a tax that you pay by not understanding the tax code. And it could lead to a whole bunch of issues, right? It could lead to you overpaying in taxes. It could lead you to having fines and penalties. It could lead you to, unfortunately, maybe even going to jail for taxes, right? And when I say ignorance, I don't mean that in a rude or condescending way, right? Ignorance just means a lack of knowledge, lack of information. So that's all I mean by that, right? And then, like I said, ignorance tax, you end up overpaying in tax, meaning that you're paying more money in taxes than you actually need to pay, all right? So check this out, 74,608, all right? That's how many pages are in the tax code, right? So as you can imagine, tax code is huge. It's long, and it's very complicated. They don't make it easy for people to understand. And on top of that, this number was taken back in 2016, right? When Trump got into office, he created one of the biggest tax changes in the past 30 years called the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. And with that, that probably added a whole bunch of other thousands of pages in the tax code. Then you had the COVID related bills and all these different things that are included in the tax code. So this number is probably closer to 90, maybe even 100,000 at this point, right? And even Albert Einstein, right, probably one of the geniuses of the world, said that the hardest thing in the world to understand is income tax. So if Albert Einstein is saying that, I would just want to put your fears to the side and understand that a lot of people think that taxes is complicated, all right? And I talked about the consequences of ignorance tax, so do not overpay in taxes, right? The way to combat ignorance tax is to get educated and to be able to work with the right individual, which I'm going to share with you how to do so, right? And check this out, like there's another misconception out there that says there's two tax systems, right? They said there's one tax system for the poor and one tax system for the rich. And even though I think there's some truth to it, right? Because I think the rich do have access to information, but you don't have to be rich in order to be able to save money on taxes. In fact, when it comes to the two tax systems that are out there, it's really one for the ignorant and one for the enlightened, right? So if you are enlightened about the tax code, if you are knowledgeable about the tax code, then you can save money, right? So the way you do that is the people who are enlightened about the tax code, they understand that they can make money, they spend their money, and then they pay taxes on what is left, right? So that is just a basic mindset shift for you guys to be able to get as it relates to saving money on taxes, right? So is this making sense? Go ahead and drop a yes in the comments if it's making sense, if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. All right, like I said, I do have to go quickly, so make sure you guys go ahead. I just want to make sure you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. I know I'm going quickly, but let's get into it. So the second section here, how successful entrepreneurs and investors save 10K to 100K in taxes legally and ethically. So here's some tax ways, some tax plays for you guys to be aware of and understand. So there's 6 big ways to save money on taxes. The first way is deductions, also called as tax write-off. Tax write-off is a reduction in your taxable income. Basically, let's say you're spending money on your business. Let's say there are also other ways that you can be able to deduct for things, even on the personal side. You have what's called a standard deduction. You have what's called an itemized deduction. The standard deduction is the default deduction that the government gives you at the beginning of the year, sometimes at the end of the year due to inflation, to adjust for it. The standard deduction was $12,550. They adjusted it for inflation because there's been some inflation. They increased it by a couple of hundred, so now it's $12,950. That's a new itemized deduction. Sorry, the new standard deduction number. You also have itemized deductions on the personal side. If your itemized deductions are bigger than your standard deductions, then that actually allows you to be able to save more money on taxes, right? And then to remember what is qualifiable for itemized deductions, I'm going to give you an acronym. I love acronyms. Acronyms really help me be able to learn information, remember information. So you're going to get a lot of acronyms out of this presentation, but the first acronym I want to share with you for itemized deductions is MITCH. MITCH. It's a coincidence that it kind of aligns with my name, but it works out perfectly to help you all remember. So Mitch, for itemized deductions. So the first part of that is medical expenses. Medical and dental expenses up to a certain percentage is deductible for tax purposes. 2, the second type of itemized deduction is interest paid during the year. Interest paid during the year could be mortgage interest, right? That's an example of interest paid during the year. T, taxes paid during the year. That's something that you can be able to deduct for tax purposes. Property taxes is one of those categories. C, charitable organizations, charitable causes, charitable organizations. If you're going ahead and contributing to an organization, a 501c3, then there's an opportunity for you to be able to deduct for taxes. And an H, help. Help stands for if you have anything related to casualty losses, fires of your house, you're able to deduct a portion of that as well for tax purposes. So standard deductions, itemized deductions, then you have business deductions. We're going to talk a lot about business deductions in an upcoming slide. Legal entity structure. Legal entity structure is going to be how your business is structured. You have what's called legal entities. You have what's called tax entities. That's going to impact how you're taxed. Retirement. So there's different retirement accounts that are tax advantage that can help you save money on taxes. Insurance. There's also insurance policies that are tax advantage that can help you save money on taxes. Legal loopholes. There are a ton of legal loopholes out there for you to be able to utilize, be able to save money on taxes. One of them is income shifting, meaning paying your children or paying someone in a lower tax bracket and taking that as a deduction, and also reducing your tax liability. You also have what are called advanced planning strategies. That's taking a holistic view of your business, your life, and then combining different entities and structuring them a certain way to move money around in order to help you save money on taxes, all right? But as it relates to business owners, right? So one of the things that we talked about earlier before is that the tax code favors business owners and investors, right? So if you're a business owner, if you're an investor, there's more things that you could deduct. And as it relates to being able to deduct things for tax purposes, I have another acronym for y'all. It's called tax-free requirements. Free is another acronym. So these are the 4 requirements that the IRS has as it relates to being able to deduct things for tax purposes. I believe it's in section 162A for business expenses. So you can check that out in detail. But this is just a quick summary of what's included in that. All right. So the first thing is it needs to be for your trade, business, or profession, right? So if you have an expense, a deduction, a tax write-off that is for your trade, business, or profession, then you are able to potentially deduct it for business purposes. The IRS defines a business as someone who is in the pursuit of profit, pursuit of income. So if you're in a pursuit of profit, if you're creating a legitimate business, then you are able to take advantage of this. The second part of that is regular. The expense needs to be regular. It needs to be ordinary for your business. That's what the IRS calls it, ordinary. Regular for your business. That is something that you're going to need to keep in mind as well. E, essential. Is it essential for you to operate your business? The IRS calls that necessary. Necessary expenses are going to be things like utilities, rent, monthly employees. All these different things are essential for you to operate your business. And last but not least, and probably even most importantly, is economical, right? So economical, the IRS calls that not lavish or extravagant under the circumstances, meaning that your business needs to be making a significant amount of money depending on your activity. So let's say, for instance, you're just starting off in business, only made $10,000. One of the things that you can do in your business is being able to write off a G-Wagon, right? I always talk about being able to write off business vehicles, but if you're only making $10,000 in your business, can't write off, it's not economical for you to write off a $150,000 vehicle. Now, if you're making millions and millions of dollars, then that's something that you can go ahead and do. For instance, one of the things that Grant Cardone did, he ended up buying a Gulfstream jet, private jet, because he wanted to be able to reduce his tax liability. He makes millions and millions of dollars. So it was economical for his business to be able to write that off and save money on taxes. All right. So that is the requirements. And then just to give you guys some examples of what you can be able to deduct, right? So we talked about vehicle expenses. There's different ways for you to be able to deduct for vehicle expenses. You can do the actual method. You can use the standard mileage method. The actual method allows you to be able to write off 100% of the vehicle, depending on if you're using section 169, and bonus depreciation if the vehicle is more than 6,000 pounds. And along with some other requirements, you're able to reduce or be able to deduct the full amount of the vehicle. If you can't qualify for that, there's different other ways to do it. Using the actual method, you can use what's called a depreciating. There's a depreciation table, which allows you to be able to deduct 18,100 in the first year, 16,100, 9,000, etc. It's kind of like a sliding scale. So that's another way to do it. You can also do the standard mileage method, which is recording your business miles. So every mile that you're driving for business purposes, meaning that you're going to a business conference, going to a lunch, picking up supplies, doing anything related to your business, Then you could potentially be able to deduct for the business miles. You get 56 cents per mile. You have advertising. Advertising is obviously spending money on advertising. You got Facebook ads. You got the old school ways to do with magazines, billboards, television, radio, all these different things. You want to make sure you're tracking that and taking advantage of that. Supplies and equipment, right? So if you have, depending on your industry, you have different supplies and equipment. As you can see, these are traditional, boring things that CPAs will buy for their business, right? So markers, papers, pens, calculators, tape, sticky notes, right? But if you're in a different industry, let's say you're in an industry where you're selling ice cream, maybe some supplies and equipment for you will be refrigerators, ice cream cones, cups, spoons, all those kind of things. So it just needs to make sense for your business. And then professional services and education. This is a big one, y'all. Professional services and education. So paying for a CPA, paying for an attorney, those are considered professional services. Education, you guys invested in education. So investing in online courses, programs, conferences, seminars, all these things are deductible for you as a business owner. Travel is going to be another opportunity for you to be able to deduct things for business. So traveling relates to going to conference, seminar, etc., to be able to deduct for that. And then last but not least, meals. So meals is also another opportunity for you to be able to deduct for tax purposes. So having a meal with a client, potential prospect, that's going to be an opportunity for you to be able to deduct for taxes as well. All right.
Wow. This is loaded, bro. Man, yeah. you need a full hour to really break this.
Listen, I can go. I'm just going. This is just the surface, but I want to respect everyone's time. But hopefully, you guys got a lot of value from here. Obviously, you guys can tap into me, my social media. I'm always giving out free game and free gems, but at least I think the deduction is going to be key for you. Also, really, at the end of the biggest thing I want you guys to take away from what we shared so far is that making sure that you have good accounting records. You guys are tracking your expenses. You're making sure that you're following those requirements by the IRS, and then taking advantage of those for tax purposes. That's going to help you save a good amount of money on taxes.
Wow, that's amazing. Somebody asking a question. Guys, we can give him another four to 5 minutes so you can ask every question you can. Somebody's asking, what's the best way to educate yourself on taxes so you can understand what your tax person should be doing?
Yes, so there is different programs out there. Obviously, I have a program called Tax Wealth 101. So you can check that out, taxwealth101.com. That has a lot of information, honestly, and I'd even get into this. There's different levels of tax professionals out there, and in that course, I promise you'll probably walk away knowing more than your CPA, more than your tax preparer. That's how much information down the line. Because, like I said, I had to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in myself to learn this information. I recently bought a new tax book, and it's $500. So that's that shows you the type of the way I invest in myself. I spent $500 just for a book, just so I can learn some more information. But yes, that is. But I would say that's a really good course to check out. I also have a free ebook in the link in my bio, so you can check that out. That's probably going to give you a lot of information as well.
Awesome. So if somebody want to work with you, how can they find you? What's the best way to work with you? Or they need a consultation or want to work with you?
Yep. So probably the easiest thing to do is just go ahead and follow me on social media. And then in the link in my bio, I have all different ways to get in contact with me if you want to do a consult, if you want to go ahead and get started with tax prep, if you want to go ahead and tap into the programs and the courses, books, all that kind of stuff is there for you.
Awesome. So can you give a final tip to help people prepare, because the end of the year is coming? A lot of people still don't know what to do. What's your best tip to prepare for the tax year, for the next year tax season?
Yeah, really. So understanding that the best way for you to save money on taxes is before the year's over. So a lot of people think that saving money on taxes happens during tax season, but you have to be able to, but the tax season is based on what you did in this current year. So making sure that you're working and consulting with a licensed tax professional is going to help you out, because then you could do a process, what's called tax planning. Tax planning is looking at your life, your business, and looking at regulatory requirements to determine what's going to be the best way for you to save money on taxes legally and ethically. And work, basically getting in contact and communication with a licensed tax professional.
That's so awesome. Somebody's asking about SSI and food stamp. I don't think that's a tax question. I think that's them just not, they need to kind of, your clients need to kind of figure out what they want to do, you know. But man, this man is a CPA man and is the best at it. So please give the people one more time because we still have people that are going to be watching the replay too. People who bought the upgrades and stuff. What's the best way for people to get with you? Maybe somebody's just joining right now. So what's the best way to get to find you and follow you?
Yep. So make sure you guys go ahead and tap in. Follow me on Instagram. That's probably where I'm the most active. Always dropping information, free game. So at Michel Valbrun, MICHELVALVRUN. Then in the link in my bio, I have all different ways you can get in contact with me. You can book a call with me personally. You can book a call with my team. You can go ahead and get started with tax prep. You can go ahead and check out the courses, content. I have free ebooks, and I keep everything. A lot of it that I put out there is very affordable, right? So I know that in our community, we usually don't get this information. So I want to make sure that I help as many people as I can. So I keep it reasonable. And yeah, I just over deliver in value. So
thank you, bro. Appreciate you coming on and sharing this great information. Please follow him. He's very active on Instagram. He got courses, ebooks, all kind of coaching programs, consultation to help you fix your tax issues and make you compliant. So please follow him. Thank you so much for coming, and I'll be talking with you offline.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Okay. All right then. Oh, guys, this is amazing. That was a great session, right? Because now some people didn't come on this session thinking that was just a boring session, but you really need that as an entrepreneur. Because we have another CPA coming again, a female, this evening. But she's going to be coming from a different angle. I want to bring these people to you because I don't want to making so much money and you go to jail, or making so much money and get into trouble, right? Because it's not really about making so much money. You can be making little money and still getting problem because you are not doing it right. Everybody's talking about make money online, make money online, make money online, right? But nobody is talking about how to make sure that you do it the right way. Let me send a message to my team. Nobody's talking about how to make sure you do it the right way. So what you just heard now, is really, really good, teaching you some stuff that, because also to the more knowledge you have, the more you can also, offer some good suggestions to your tax person or your CPA, right? One of my biggest investments this year is a CPA, right? Because I can wing it anymore because I do taxes as well, but my own personal my own personal tax have to be outsourced now because it's a different level right now. Okay, so make sure that you get your money right, get your CPA right, get your tax stuff right. Okay, and make sure that everything is in place. So waiting for our next speaker. I think he's having some technical issue. 1 second, let me check on him again. So he's gonna be coming on soon. So we're waiting for him to figure it out. Right? He's gonna be coming on soon. See you, Maddie J. Maddie J is amazing. He's Mr. Document the Process. He's gonna be talking about how to turn your past into cash. How to turn your past into cash. So we are trying to figure out what's going on, and that will be able to get him on shortly. So somebody say, yes, I'm here. Who is there? He said, yes, I'm here. And you are, because Facebook is not showing your name. He said, yes, I'm here. But Facebook is not showing your name. Okay. I hope you're not on Facebook. You ought to be in StreamYard. Maddie J, no. You gotta be on StreamYard, bro. You gotta be on StreamYard. Check your text message. On stream, no, you're not on. Use this link. I'm sending you a new text now. Because I think it's the same one. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure I'm not sending you the wrong link. I'll get it shortly. Let me check it now. Okay, this is the 2 to 4 p.m. SF. Oh, no. I think I sent you the wrong one. Sorry. Let me send the right one now. Give me 1 second. Check your text about 30 seconds. I'm going to send you the right one. I think I sent you the wrong one. I'm going to correct it now. Yeah, I'm going to correct it now. I'm going to send you the right link, because somehow StreamYard doesn't allow one link for multiple sessions. So we have to create new links for each session. Okay, you ought to be in this one. Today's Thursday, 2 to 4 p.m. Yep. Thursday, 2 to 4 p.m. I think. Yep. This is the one you should be on. Yeah, you should be on this link, because it's the same one I sent to Michelle, and he got on without any problem. Let me check what I sent him. Yeah. So why is it not letting you come on? Because the same one, we just got Michelle on, and Michelle used this exact same link. I just sent it to your text message now. Guys, just be patient, because this guy is loaded, man. He's gonna bring so much knowledge, so much information. And yeah, it's the same link I said to Michelle, and it got on without any problem. G838. Let me see. Yeah, maybe you can. Why is it not letting you come on? All right, guys, let me give him a call and see if we can figure this out, okay? Give me 1 second.
Okay, I'm on here now. I don't think I can hear you though.
Okay, all right.
There we go.
I'm glad you are on now, man. I was saying this is the man.
I'm on here now. I don't think I can hear you though.
Okay, all right.
There we go.
Okay, this is vibrating, probably another device here. Yeah, man, this is the man, the myth, the legend, CEO Matty J, Mr. Document the Process. Yes, my Niger brother, Nigeria the carry last. Okay. So he's gonna be talking about documenting your process and turning your cash into your past into cash. Known simply as Matty J, helps entrepreneurs to build brands, solve problems, create movements. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's the founder of Digital Brands Consulting, CEO Millionaires and CEO Cartel, Exotic Car Rentals, all told. He does it all, man. I mean, he's been there for Amber Rose, Miley Cyrus, Master P, Diddy, Rick Ross. Come on now. Everywhere, man. So I'm really excited that you are on today. And guys, I need you, especially on Facebook, to share this video again, share it one more time everywhere. So Matty J, we broadcast on several platforms. We are broadcasting to some people on Facebook, YouTube. We also have a streaming site too for those who upgrade for the VIP. So we know that hundreds of thousands of people are going to watch the live and replay. We know you are loaded, and I don't want to take much of your time. But first, how are you doing?
Oh, good, man. You see the sun shining bright behind me. I'm right now with my family and my boy.
Okay, you move out of Atlanta. What? You're always in Miami. What's up with what's the secret stuff? What's going on over there?
Miami is like an hour and a half flight, man. So the south.
Why are you guys always there? You guys don't like Atlanta no more.
So hey, for me, I like to make sure I get I bring the best out of me. So being in different places around different people allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So Miami's just one of those places that do that.
Amazing. So I'm not going to take much of your time because you got about 25 minutes. I'll do some Q&A. Okay. So just the screen is going to be up to you. Share your content, and I'll be back with some Q&A. Okay.
Okay, cool. I'll do a little screen share and a little talking directly to the camera. So what's going on, y'all? I'm CEO Matty J, aka Mr. Document the Process, and Dr. Abraham and the family and the team invited me to share my story. One of my favorite lines from Les Brown is never tell a story without making a point, and never make a point without telling a story. And I believe every single person listening to this conversation right now has a story to tell. A lot of people make a lot of points, but not making a lot of stories. But the question is, how do you do it? It's by documenting your process. Telling your story requires us to document what happened, when it happened, who was involved, why it happened, what lessons did you learn from it, what were the victories, what were the losses. So I've been doing this intentionally for the last 11 years, and it's allowed me to build my brand expeditiously, because I don't have to oversell. I don't have to do the most when it comes to presenting my value, because the story does all the work for people. And with the proper story, it paints the picture that allows you to inspire, motivate, educate, and most importantly, activate. So that's how we tap in and get wrapped in. I'm gonna share my screen with you on my process and some of the windfalls that have come through me documenting my process. So I'm gonna share my screen right now, so you guys can see how I move and operate in this specific space. All right, cool. So if everybody can see my screen here, actually, I want to share a story. My point, right? My point is I want to share how to document the process, but I want to share a story real quick. 2017, I got a vehicle. I got a vehicle for myself, but unfortunately, I wasn't driving the vehicle as often as I thought I was going to be driving it. And I realized that this vehicle is being underutilized. And by God's grace, there was a platform that allowed me to rent out my vehicle called Turo. It's called Turo now. Before it was called Relay Rides, right? So Turo, I was able to upload a picture of my car, price it, make the description, and get people to rent my car. When I wasn't driving it, I ended up making $3,000 in 1 month profit off that vehicle. The vehicle that used to be a liability that cost me $1,200 a month, I actually turned into an asset, making $3,000 a month. But here's the thing. I started that process understanding the power of documenting the process, right? A lot of people use the term trust the process, but we can't trust the process unless you document it. So what I actually ended up doing was I started telling my friends as I was building my business that I was going to document the process, right? And after the conversation I had with my a partner, someone who's in the same industry as me, who was killing the game, he unfortunately at that time, he didn't understand the value of sharing the sauce. And this is what his response was when I said, yo, I'm about to share the sauce. I'm going to document everything. I'm going to tell everybody exactly how I made $3,000. This is the response. Unfortunately, it says, man, you can't hold water. I know the Matty way is to put everybody on for free. However, you're poisoning the well. But I like my business private, right? So he wasn't referring to his actual business, but he was actually referring to the business model of renting out your vehicles. And at that time, this is the mindset that a lot of people have. They have the mindset that I don't need to share the game, because if I share the game, if I share the sauce, that's going to cause me to increase my loss. But that's a scarcity mindset. What I actually came to realize was the more I actually shared, the more actually I gained. I actually was able to document my story on exactly how I built my business. Then get on podcasts like, let's say, Matty J. If you type in Matty J on Turo or on YouTube, multiple interviews pop up where I was able to literally just share my story, right? Think about this title, How to Buy 33 Cars in 2 Weeks on Turo, right? This is basically me telling my story on how I personally bought 33 cars in 2 weeks. And guess what? Over 500,000 views of people who wanted to hear and engage and be inspired and motivated from my story. How do I know for sure? Watch this. I'm gonna use my keyboard and put Control F. Control F lets me search specific keywords. Let's search the word story and see what people's responses were in the comments. This was a real good interview. Matt is a good storyteller. This dude is such a good storyteller. It's giving us solid info, right? Think about it. A story not only entertains people, it can educate them, it can motivate them, it can inspire them. Let's go scroll down just a little bit more, just so we can get a little bit more feedback on those who identified that this was not just an interview, it was just me telling my story. All right, another one. Thanks, Matty, for sharing some of your story. You went through some unfortunate events, but glad you made it out wiser, and we can what? Learn from that. That's the educational piece. Next one. I had to pause less than halfway through this video and shake my head in amazement. This story was what? Amazing. This is very important, y'all. A lot of people think that you have to do amazing things. You got to win a Nobel Peace Prize in order for you to tell your story. No, the common individual can be able to sit down, internalize, realize what they went through, document it, share it confidently on platforms, and be able to turn your past into cash. So you might be asking, how do I turn my past, this story, into cash? Well, here's how we monetized it. Remember, I was already generating income directly through my business, the car rental business. However, I then documented exactly how I built the business. I'll show you guys here in the form of a course or a program, right? I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did, how I created my outline. I documented an outline of what I did, how I did, and what allowed me to get the success that I was able to garner by God's grace. So how CEO Matty J started in the two-row space. I broke down a couple things. This is very important for anybody who's taking notes. Everybody who wants to document their story, you should ask these questions here. Who are you? What were some of your accolades? What mental state were you in? What was your financial status at the time when you started? What was your lifestyle at the time? What was your prior work at the time? And inspiration. What inspired you to actually start in the industry that you're in? Whether you learned how to paint shoes, put TVs on a wall, whatever skill that you have, you can be able to share it. Any skill. But here's the thing. You've developed skills even in your workplaces, y'all. The workplaces that you live. So I've actually documented. I'm really big on documenting, y'all. So bear with me. For every year that I've been on this earth, I documented every time I had a job or some type of work. I documented from 2005 when I used to sell candy in high school all the way to this year, 2021. And after I documented all my work history, I was able to identify what skills and abilities and strengths I picked up within those jobs. And after I listed all my skills, right? Analytical skills, communication skills, computer skills, all these skills. There's 24 skills that I picked up over the time of my work history, both hard and soft skills. I was able to break down how I did every single one of these tasks. How I was able to sell candy and make $26 a day. How I was able to build a 40,000 following on MySpace. And through MySpace, I actually learned how to code and do website design and graphic design. I can break that down. So you can break down what you did, how you did in this format. So the format, again, is answering these questions. Inspiration. What inspired and influenced you to start in the industry? Next. Who inspired and influenced you to start the process? Next. Who did you learn from in this industry? This is very important because most people, when they tell stories, they never really give the sauce on who was all involved. For some reason, a lot of successful people, they make it seem like they're the only ones who did it. It was me, you're a solopreneur, nobody was involved, right? If you have a clothing line, the mailman was involved, right? Everybody, the printer, the screen printer was involved. Your t-shirt supplier everybody was involved. And it's good to share that part of your story. Because imagine watching a movie or reading a book and there's only one character. Think about how some stories can go well with just one character, but if that wasn't your story, why are we just telling the story with only one character? There usually is some type of protagonist, villain, supporting cast members. Those would make a well-developed story, especially if that was the case. So I asked the question to myself, who did I learn from in this industry? Right? I broke it down. Everybody in the car rental space who I learned from, whether they knew me or I just looked them up on YouTube, I documented it. Also, team. Who's all involved with the full process of your success? I actually broke down everybody who was involved with the process of me being able to generate $2.9 million renting out cars, right? From the people who helped me get the cars, from the people who helped me find the location for my rental lot, from the people who helped manage my cars, from the people who I worked with as peers, I listed them all. So if I was to have a documentary on my car rental life in my business, these are the people who would need to be played and casted out in that story, right? Next, goals. What were my goals for myself when I got started in the business? Very important question. Another question. What were your day-to-day tasks? Next question, timeline. What was the timeline of the milestones that you hit in your specific story. Next, what was your initial investment? A lot of people, they tell about how much money they made. 6 figures, 7 figures, 30 figures. But for some reason, they can't figure out to tell people what was their initial investment. What was their actual profit, right? So that's what we want to talk about. How much time did you invest? How much money did you invest? How much energy did you invest? So we can get a full picture of the sacrifice investment that you made. So you can't make people feel like, oh, it was just A, B, C, D. No, there's things in between A and B that allowed it to go from A to B. There's things in between B and C that allowed it to go from B to C. So we want to actually document on a high level, on also general level, what was your initial investment? Next, very important question. What were your internal obstacles? What were your mental obstacles that you had to overcome in the beginning of your business, of your success? And it doesn't have to be a business. It can also have been a hobby. It could have been you just taking care of your family. How you were able to be a single mom. That's a task, right? How you were able to get over being bullied in high school. That's a story, right? Think about all the conversations that you have with your friends, family, peers. You're typically sharing your stories with one another, right? So here's a very important question within that. Internal obstacles. What obstacles did you overcome in the beginning and during the process? Next one, external obstacles. What hurdles, mistakes, and trials did you actually encounter? We want to hear the juicy and spicy things that happen in your business. Most importantly, what were your victories? What were the breakthroughs? How did you go from surviving to thriving? Next one, lessons. What were your key lessons that you learned? And I typically write down the top 10 things that I would have done differently if I had known better. So people who are now listening to my story can be able to do what? Have a clearer path to the same destination. Next, lessons, or after lessons, is endurance. What made you not quit? A lot of people who are successful in certain things, and my definition of success is real simple. You doing what you say you're going to do. That's my definition. It's not how much money you make. It's not how nice you look. It's not the things that it's just you doing what you say you're going to do. If I say I'm going to wake up and make breakfast today, and I make breakfast, guess what? I succeeded. I was successful. I did what I said and I wanted to do. All right. Victories. What were the victories, breakthroughs, lessons? What were the key lessons that you learned? Endurance. What made you not quit? Impact. Very important. List the people that you actually helped or witnessed the same type of success. The reason why this is important is because when you tell your story, you don't want to have the listener feel like, well, dang, that was amazing. You're amazing. But I don't think I can be able to do that. Or I don't think anybody else can do that. Thank God that God bless you. No, that was not the case, right? There's other people who've garnered the same type of level of accolades and success in the same industry. And it's my job as the storyteller to highlight it. That I'm not just the only one. I'm not an anomaly. There's other people who did the same thing, who had the same type of mindset, who had the same type of endurance, same type of team members, mindset, characters, abilities that got the same success. And I want to highlight those people too, giving them hope and encouragement that they can do it too. Proper storytelling allows people to be educated, motivated, inspired, and activated. Last proof. In any story, you just don't want to be a storyteller because a lot of things that you're going to be telling people might sound unbelievable. Like, ain't no way you slept in the car for 5 days after you got evicted. There's no way. How did you sleep in your car? You want to have as many proofs as possible. So what proofs? Testimonials, supporting corroborative people to corroborate your story. What type of proofs do you have to show the receipts of what happened? Very important. I remember Grant Cardone. I was with Grant Cardone in Miami at his office, and he was telling me a story of how he wants to tap into a specific new lane. And he was telling me the story about the lane, and that lane was he wanted to engage with more Black people. He feels like his personality, his character, his culture isn't really on his level when it comes to the way that he specifically, his personality likes to operate. So he wanted to have more of the educational space. He wanted more Black people to tap in, and he wanted to tap into the Black space, right? I was like, why do you want to tap into the Black people? Why aren't you cool with just the people that you have right now and some of the Black people who do know who you are? Why do you want to tap into the culture a little bit more deeper, right? So he gave me his story. He told me a story about, man, I was raised in the hood. I was like, you were raised in the hood? And everything he was saying was like, ain't no way you was raised in the hood, right? It sounded unbelievable. And he hit me with one of my best friends. He's black. His name is Tyrone. I'm like, hey, he's lying now. Ain't no way. It's a stereotypical black man's name. Tyrone is your friend. You know what he did? During that story, he gave me the receipt, the proof. I asked him literally if I have documents where I said, yo, show me the receipts. He didn't even know what that term meant. I got him on video saying, yo, Maddie put me on to know what receipts are. I said, show me the receipts. You know what he did? He called Tyrone on the phone, on speaker, right there in front of me. And Tyrone corroborated the exact story. If he didn't show me that receipt or let me listen to that receipt, I would never have believed what the story he was telling. That's why it's so important to have proof, all right? So, and as you think about any documentary, typically it's not just the person that's a part of the story, that is the story, who the story is about is being interviewed. It's also interviewing their friends, their family to what? Corroborate the story. Again, that's the key. That's the framework I use to document our process, answering these questions. Once you answer these questions, now it's time to share it. Share it to as many people, relevant people as possible, so you can be as confident as possible to be able to share it at a high level, to the point where you get invited to podcasts. And when it's time to share that story, you'll be able to flow. You'll be able to make it seem like it's freestyling. You can be able to have dope tonality and make people get drawn into the point where people leave those comments that we just read in the podcast, YouTube podcast, right? So if I scroll down even more, we're going to even find more people talk about the story. All right, so let me search here. All right, 7. Absolutely love this story. Yo, I watched plenty of these videos. This one hit home. I love your what? Story, homie. I'm what? Inspired. You make me confident about the business and thinking about the business for 10 years and never moved on it. Thanks for sharing. Think about this. Is somebody who thought about this business, never had the inspiration, the motivation to do it, but watched this interview, meaning he listened to this story and said, yo, I'm going to run the play. All right. If you see here, there's 27 people who specifically use the word story in their comment. Let's look at another one. Moral of the story, wisdom exceeds its intelligence. Let's move on. Wow. I watched the whole video. Think about it, this video is an hour and a half, y'all. Think about it. Most of these people didn't even know of my existence prior to this interview, but they sat there for an hour and a half. Why? Because the interviewer, my brother David Shantz, asked me the right questions to be able to extract my story. But if I myself didn't know my story, there would have been a lot of one-word sentences, and it would have been real dry. Right? Wow. I watched the whole video. So much information. I love this man's story. Inspired me not just for business, but life, period. You don't know what type of impact that you can create in people's lives. And the impact formula is the 3 E's: education, empowerment, and entertainment. That's the way you can create impact in people's lives. And that only happens through proper storytelling. Think about it. Rappers, musicians, they're storytellers. It just happens to be on a wax, on a sonically sound beat. It's all intellectual property that's converted into packaged into story form. All right. Next, let's keep going. This was great. So many nuggets. And pretty entertaining. I love the Miles story. I told a story about how my Corvette got stolen. People loved it. Great story. Very informative. Think about it. I never used the word story inside the interview, but for some reason, people are realizing that this was a story. All right, I think we made the point here. So the question is, how did I turn this story, aka this past, into cash? I packaged this information into a course, my program. I believe the 3 E's of impact also needs to be coupled with the 3 C's of impact, which is a course, community, and conferencing. Course meaning you actually package your information in a sequenced manner where people can learn from. The community, having people who wants to learn this gather together versus learning it all in silos. And lastly, the conferences. The conferences is just another word for communion. Communion means to gather. So we have weekly meetings to make sure that everybody stays engaged, motivated. They feel like they have accountability partners. They feel like they have support. So I documented the 10 pillars of how I was able to run my successful car rental business. And because I packaged this, I was able to be fairly compensated anytime somebody watched my story and say, yo, how can I learn more? How can I tap in and be a part of a community and learn how you did it at a more detailed level, intimate level, personal level? What happens? I partnered up with David Shantz. We launched our course. And it was a partnership where people clicked the link in the bio, which led to a sales page, and they paid and purchased access to join the community. $14.99, right? Put it this way. It's David Shands is an affiliate partner of my course. I pay David Shands 5 figures every month as an affiliate partner. Every month based off this one video, right? That's how I turn my past into cash. We don't have to overcomplicate things, y'all. Everybody has a story. The problem is you haven't seen the value in your story because you haven't documented it. I guarantee you, every single person I dealt with, once they document their story, you know what realization they had? Wow, I've been through a lot. Wow, I didn't know how much I've been blessed, how grateful I should be. I didn't know that I'm over here looking for new plays, but I didn't realize I'm the play. I'm the business. I don't need to invest in this business over there. I'm the business. I'm going to invest in myself. And those are the realizations that I had. I can go into complete detail. When I say everything I know in my head, I actually have documented, it's actually documented. No cap. Here, as you see, is my Trello board. You can have access to it at game.ceomattyj.com for free. There's no paywall. And everything I know in business, I documented here in stages. And soon as Dr. Abraham said, yo, if you can speak and share some of your information to the community, Vonza community, that'll be a blessed opportunity for both of us. I said, let's run it. And it was easy for me. I didn't really have to prepare. All I had to do was open up my Trello board, as you see here, pick a specific area, which is here, how to document the process. All I do is open up this Trello board and just flow from what I already have written down, right? We don't have too much time for me to go into too much detail on this, but you have access. And hopefully everybody from this conversation understands the power of documenting your process, sharing your story, and most importantly, turning your past into cash. Looks like, Dr. Yui, your mic is muted.
Whoa, bro, you just dropped the nuclear bomb on that. Why you do like that, man? It's just an afternoon, man. Just wow. That was a lot, man. You needed like an hour to really unpack this instead of this short 30-minute session, you know. Thank you so much, man. That's a lot of information. So tell people how to find you, where to follow you. Of course, you are at CEO Matty J on Instagram. Sir. So is there another way they can find you, or is that the best way to find
you? Just like the other speakers I listened to, everybody did an amazing job. And just like I realized in the other presentations, the comments, the engagement in the comments are top-notch, top level. It keeps everybody inspired. Everybody wants to tap into what I do and how I do it. I'm most engaged on Instagram. CEO Matty J. If you tap in and get wrapped in, you'll see how I move, how I operate. You get access to a lot of my resources when you tap the link in my bio.
That's awesome, man. Guys, man, that's why I got to get the replay too, man. Sorry, this is all the time we got, bro. Next speakers out there. I'll talk to you offline. I appreciate you and thank you for all you're doing for the culture. So follow him right now at CEO Matty G on Instagram. Everybody follow him now and tap into his courses, his books, his conferences and stuff, you know. Thanks, bro. I'll talk to you later.
All right, appreciate y'all. God bless.
Okay, you too. God bless. Wow, got the next speaker here. Amazing, man. I've watched him from afar. Are you able to talk? Are you driving?
Yes. No, I'm not driving. I ended up having to leave. I had a last minute situation, but I'm not driving. I am mobile though.
Okay. I'm glad you're not driving, man. Guys,
no. I'm not that talented.
Akbar, why are you based out of the United States?
Dallas, yeah.
Oh, Dallas, Texas, yeah. I mean, this is an amazing man, guys. These guys help a lot of people make 6 and 7 figures online. He's a very successful entrepreneur, and we just honor that he's speaking for us at the Vonza Summit. So if you're trying to really create that digital product or course or membership or whatever, this is the man to talk to. We already took about 8 minutes out of his time, so I'm going to just rush through his bio a little bit. He's #1 international best-selling author, speaker, master of the 7 ethical principles of persuasion. And that's one of the things that really kind of geared me towards you at some point. You have a big heart for philanthropy. I love that about you. He's helped 8 funnels eat 7 figures. I think 8 people eat 7 figures. He's a father, a philanthropist. He's an awesome man, incredible speaker. I need everybody to share this one more time on social media and across all our broadcasts and platforms. So help me to welcome Akbar. How you doing today?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. Sorry, I'm mobile, but I had no choice. But I'm excited to be here with y'all.
Awesome. All right, so we're just going to have you get in now so you can maximize your time. You're going to be talking about magnetic messaging. So the floor is yours. I'm going to be out of here. I'll be back in about 25 minutes, okay?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Absolutely. What's up, guys? So, there's two ways to make money as far as traffic goes, obviously speaking. There's paid traffic, and then there's organic traffic. Now, I'll be honest with you, we're not masters of paid traffic by any stretch of the imagination. Frankly, I find it excruciatingly difficult, painful, makes you want to quit everything, makes you want to just cry. And I feel that anyone who kind of tells you otherwise is just trying to sell you some sort of Facebook ads program. But nonetheless, in my experience, now remember, I'm technologically, I joke, I say I'm a funny looking brown guy who's technologically illiterate with a name nobody can spell or pronounce it. Somehow we fit the top 1%. I am pretty technologically illiterate. What I find to be a hell of a lot easier than paid traffic is actually, which way would be better? I think maybe this way would be better for the camera, would actually be organic traffic. And me and myself have made millions with organic traffic, and far more importantly, our clients, we've helped our clients collectively make over $50 million throughout the years through organic marketing. So I want to talk about that from a holistic point of view. Now, listen, my opinion is we shouldn't be chasing the latest TikTok, Mick-Mock, Rick Rock, tactic. We need to take a step back, because what I want to teach you will work on any platform. It'll even work on like Craigslist. When I first got started, I was doing my marketing on Craigslist. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care what platform it is. It doesn't matter, because new ones come and go. TikTok's pretty new, and now I think it's like the number one out there. I'm not even on it, to be honest with you. But that's the thing, you don't have to be. You really just need one platform, to be honest with you. If you want to make 7 figures, you really just need one offer, one funnel, one form of traffic. Like my mama told me, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. She wasn't calling me stupid, it's just a saying. And by the way, I've learned that lesson the hard way. I spent a lot of money, a lot of time and a lot of money. You see, I'm like a crazy entrepreneur. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's go on TikTok. Let's go on Instagram. Let's get a free book funnel. Let's do a high ticket funnel. Let's do a low ticket funnel. I'm like a nutcase, like Energizer Bunny. And what I found is you actually are just giving yourself so much more work, stressing yourself out, spreading yourself thin. Find something you like, go deep. Find something you like, go deep. Don't try this and this and this and this and this. This is how you go nuts. This is how you go broke. Okay? And that's another thing I'll tell you. Be like, well, do I have to do Facebook Lives? I don't like the way I look. By the way, I don't like looking at myself either. I'm looking at myself right now. I don't like it at all. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way I sound either, by the way. So I don't want to go on podcasts. Do whatever the hell you want to, because it all works. You don't like Facebook Lives? Well, then don't do Facebook Lives. You don't like podcasts? Don't do podcasts. You don't like blogging? Don't do but you got to like one of them. If not, marketing is probably not for you. So now the key is, how do you see historically in our business, we've had people come up to us and say, hey, Akbar, I want to work with you. Hey, how can I work with you? Hey, what kind of programs do you have? I want to work with you. It's a hell of a lot better than going out there and trying to sell to people. So how do you do magnetic messaging? Magnetic messaging means you're doing something that's attracting people to you. Am I right or wrong? I call this the gold dust method. Some people say that gold dust is created when 2 rocks combine. Do you understand what I'm saying? 2 stars combine. So what are the 2 main things? Every time you open your mouth, and again, I don't care what the hell you're doing, Instagram, TikTok, Mick Mock, Rick Rock, Facebook Live, Clubhouse, I don't care. Whatever you're doing, it should follow this format. Two things. Number one, everybody knows. I'm going to tell you the first one's easy, and everyone knows it. You got to give value. Now, hold on a second. Before I was like, oh, okay, I'm obviously. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now look at this. You see, as I'm going to take a screenshot of this. As I'm explaining all this to you, just received a payment on Stripe. I just got a notification. New customer, $2,500. I don't even know what the hell they bought. I don't know who sold it to them. I had nothing to do with it. I'm sitting here talking to you fine folks, trying to make the world a better place through magnetic marketing. Boom. Sales just come in daily. Get sales every single day. So pay attention because I got nothing to hold back. And I don't know if there's a Q&A here, but I'm going to tell you the secret, okay? Here's the thing. Let me explain this to you. Doctor. The world is full of followers. Let's just be honest right now. It made me sick, this crypto space, because I'm kind of interested in cryptocurrency. And guys, we have to remember something. If you're here, you're an entrepreneur. And as entrepreneur, we are leaders, not followers. And I'm following everyone because I don't know much about crypto, or I didn't at the time. And I'm following everyone. I'm like, okay, what is this person saying? What is that person saying? And it's making me sick to my stomach. I'm like, I'm so sick of following all these people and doing it the way they think I should do it. And I stopped that, and I just educated myself. And now I can be that leader that we need to be, and I can lead people to say, well, this is the best way to do crypto. For example's sake, crypto is not my business. Our business is helping entrepreneurs make more to give more to their families, communities, and favorite charities, hence making the world a better place. You're talking about value. We need to understand something. And I'm going to illustrate this with a story. My brother told me, hey, man, I want to play the guitar. I said, okay, you want to play the guitar? I bought him one. Went to the store and I picked up one. Or I think I did Amazon overnight, whatever the hell ever. He has the guitar now. He's in his room. He goes on YouTube, types in videos, how do you play the guitar? You understand what I'm trying to tell you? He's in his room playing, trying to learn, self-taught, how do you play the guitar? A couple hours later, we're having a dinner party, friends and family. He comes downstairs in his night robe and he starts playing the guitar. Down by the bay, where the buffaloes go, I dare not go. And everyone's like, wow, you can play the guitar. Can you give me lessons? I'm going to pay you for a lesson. And I'm like, son of a, 2 hours ago, this guy didn't even have a guitar. Now you want to pay him for lessons? This concept you really need to internalize. It is first language versus third language. Whatever you're good at, maybe you're just this much better at someone. Maybe you're here, but there's someone else that's right here, and they're willing to pay you just to close that gap. You really only have to be one step ahead of somebody. And I guarantee you, every single person here watching, you're better. You're better at something. There's something you're better at than most people. There's a lot, listen to this and internalize this. No matter who you are, no matter what talent you have, because God gave all of us talents, there's a lot of people that would pay you just to be at your level. And they can say, well, are you sure? I have so much competition. I don't know how good. You have no competition. You have no competition. There's only one Akbar. There's only one whoever you are. I've had people come up to me, and I'm not a big shot. Tell me I can afford to work with anybody. I can work with Tony Robbins. I can work with, and they mention all these big names. They had a lot of money. So I want to work with you. They're talking to me because I resonate with you and your story and the way you teach. And we all got it in us. We all teach a different way. Understand this, my friends. Does somebody like you outside of your mama and your dada? Well, the answer is yes. That means you're likable. That means you're likable. Let's step back for a second. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're watching this, you're an entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs, and I am a sucker for entrepreneurs. I love entrepreneurs because I feel like we are trying to make this world a better place. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the thing. Why do we go to work? To make more, to give more to our families, communities, and favorite charities, hence making the world a better place. We want to take our God-given talent and spread it to the world, making it a better place. Now, there's a force of, we need to understand this. There's a force of energy that does. I can't see myself. Hello? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you're good. We hear you. We hear you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we hear you now. Can you hear me?
Okay, I am actually going to exit and come right back.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna wait for him to come back, right? I think what he was saying was very, very powerful, which is that you are unique, you are different, you got your own story, you got your own experiences, right? Don't let anybody try to make you be like them and then or try to make you feel like you gotta do it that way or it's not gonna be done. There's a million ways to make $1 million, right? So you gotta find your uniqueness, your own style, your own gifting, and use that to create your business. So, like just what Amanda J said earlier, right? You have a story, you have experiences, you have things that are very important to you, right? So you got to use those things to create your business. Okay. All right, Akbar, you're back now.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay.
Sure. Continue.
Sorry about that. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, very good. We hear you.
Okay. You can hear me? Thumbs up?
Very good.
Okay. You can hear me good? Okay, good. All right. So sorry, back to my story. I was saying we're trying to do good, right? In this world. We're trying to do good things. We're trying to make the world a better place. There's something everybody really needs to internalize. Really important, okay? There's a force of energy out there. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't watch Netflix. They don't get into fights with their husbands or wives. They don't have kids. They have nothing to do but one thing, and they're awake 24/7. And their number one job is to prevent you from doing anything good. Who's that? The devil. The devil's promise to God is that your creation sucks. I'm way better. I'm going to prove to you that this human creation, they're no good. His job 24/7 is to prevent us from being good. So, what does that come in the form of? Procrastination, shiny object syndrome, imposter syndrome. Anytime anything's stopping you from doing good, it is the devil. And we need to understand that. We need to know that. How do we combat the devil? Is by first understanding that that's what it is, number one. And number two, know that every time that's happening, that means you're trying to do something good. And you got to just power right through it. Pray to God. Pray to God. Seek protection from the devil. So let's get back to magnetic messaging. Two things. Number one, like I told you, value. You got to give value. And honestly, just speaking about what you're good at, that's value. I mean, let's really dumb it down for a second. Just showing. It's real simple. The way I give value, guys, is hey, guys, this is what I do, and this is what it's done for me. It's really that simple. You just break it down. Like, for example, I'm really good at Facebook Lives, right? I'm really good at Facebook Lives. So I made a video breaking down like everything I do on a Facebook Live. I'm like, well, the way you start off is this, and the mindset you need is this, and then your call to action can be this. Real simple. Like, just, you don't need a formula. Just break down what you do in your own unique way. All of us have grown up differently. We watched different movies, read different books, had our own crazy uncles, grew up in a different part of the world, had parents from a different culture. We all grew up, with these ingredients that makes us unique. Okay? I'm bald. Okay? That's because I grew up in a crazy house. Okay? we all grew up with our own different circumstances. Use that. So just Show however you accomplish whatever the hell you've accomplished. Just show it in a casual way. Just you be you. The most profitable person you can be is who? Is yourself. The most profitable person you can be is yourself. So step one in magnetic message, just be yourself. Look, right now, think about it. Right now in this video, you either like me or you don't. You're like, you know what? I like this guy. He's kind of cool. He's about giving. I like his style. He's kind of casual. He's kind of cool. He's got a cool tiger on his shirt. I like him. Or you're like, this guy's an idiot. I don't like this guy at all. I don't even know why I'm listening to this. You know, and either one is fine, but I guarantee you, if you do content like this, you'll get both sides. You will get people that like you, absolutely, because every human is likable, right? Or to someone, right? I mean, think about the worst musician in the world, the band you hate the most. They still got a bunch of fans. Think about like the dumbest movie you've ever seen in your life. They still got a lot of people like that movie. You got to think about things like that, okay? So number one, is to give value. The second thing you add with the value is exactly what I've been doing this whole time, is just be yourself. Just mix in your personality. Don't try to be like, I'm a professional now. Let me take off my tiger shirt and let me put on a suit and let me be a robe. Just be yourself. Be yourself. Be natural. Give value. You know, it's funny. I've had some big gurus tell me, hey man, don't talk about God. Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about politics. You're going to offend somebody, and then they're not going to buy from you. Well, guess what? We don't listen to that at all. We talk about what's on our mind. We talk about what we believe in. We talk about giving. We talk about trying to help each other. And you know what? It does repel some people, but guess what? Those are not the people I want to work with anyway. The most profitable person you could be is yourself. So in a nutshell, from a 10,000 foot view, that is what magnetic messaging is really all about. The compound effect, the compound effect, the compound effect. You got to go. Now, here's what happens. Some people are like, all right, Akbar, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go live on my page every day. That's what I'm going to do. Let's go. And they go live and they get one viewer. And they're like, this is stupid. It doesn't work. You liar. The only person you're screwing is yourself. It takes a minute. If you're fat, and I can talk like this because I've lost 60 pounds, and you go for a jog around the block, and then you come home, you take your shirt off and you look in the mirror like, this is a scam. I haven't lost any weight. It's the compound effect. You got to get your butt jogging every day for a month. Then come take a look in the mirror and be like, oh, okay. Swear to God, how funny is this? I wish I screenshot it. God damn it. I didn't. I don't know. How can I do this? Okay, hold on. Here we go. I just screenshotted it. How funny is all these crazy things are happening as I'm screenshotting stuff. As I'm in. One of my team members just messaged me, hey man, we used to have a lot of engagement in a Facebook group, and then we kind of stopped doing it. And now we just started again. And he just sent me a message. He said, hey man, traction's going way back up. Why? We've been consistent with it. We've been doing it every day. We've been doing it. Compound effect. The only way you lose at this game is that if you give up. The only way you're going to lose at this game is you can't go live. I only got one viewer, and then you go live. I went live 3 days, and I only been getting one viewer. Wait a minute. It takes time. Think about the weight loss thing. It's going to take you a month of jogging around the block a couple of times to even see this much. It takes time. Patience. Okay, you're going to get better. You're going to get more clients, and eventually what's going to happen is people are just going to keep coming up to you regularly. Hey man, I want to work with you. Hey, how can I work with you? Let me give you an example, and then let me put whatever doubts you're having right now. It's from the devil. So let me try to put some of those to sleep. I found someone in some group sent hey guys, it's a cool podcast. Go check it out. It's like, okay. I had no idea who was presenting. No idea. Can't even pronounce his last name. 7 minutes into the podcast, I'm like, wow, I love this. I love the guy. I love his style. I like his methodology. I like the way he talks. I like the way he thinks. I hunt him down on Facebook, End up paying this guy $7,000-$8,000 for coaching. Never met the guy. Can't even pronounce his last name. I was just exposed to him for 7 minutes. He gave value. He was himself. That's it. I just summarized the whole goddamn thing right then and there. That's how this works. But you got to show the hell up. I wanted to give a TEDx talk. I put it out there in the world. Guys, I want to give a TEDx talk. Who can help me? People help me. Go do that. I wanted to be on top podcasts. I put the word out. I wanted to be interviewed. I wanted to be a bestseller book. I put it out there. You got to put your hand up. You got to put yourself out there. Walk towards God, and God's going to run towards you. What's up, Uwe? I think I ran out of time.
Wow. Oh, my God. Woo. All right. Next time, we got to give you, people like you need an hour, 45 minutes or something. But, man, this is powerful, and we got the next speaker on. So, Akbar, how can people find you? I know it's akbarshake.com. Is that the best way? Is that the only way people can find you to learn more about magnetic marketing and stuff? But before you do, I just got time for maybe 2 quick questions. Number one is this: how did you do the mindset walk to go from where you were to where you are today? What was the exact steps you did, or in a short version of it?
You know what? I'm so sorry, man. I don't know. I can't hear what you're saying. It's sounding like this. So I have no idea what you're saying. I'm gonna guess based off of the last interview that I caught. You asked people where they can get a hold of me. So listen, I'm gonna guess that's what you're asking. I have no idea. There's a chat thing here. I don't know if you can type it in the private chat. I don't know.
Okay, can you hear me?
Ask me where people. Yeah, okay. When you speak, it's coming out. I got no idea what you're saying.
Okay.
I have absolutely no idea what you're saying.
Can you read the comments?
No idea. I have no idea what you're saying. If you're asking where people can get a hold of me, it's akbarshik.com. Okay. That's it. Or, follow me on Facebook. I don't know, akbar.tv, www.akbar.tv. Okay. I don't know. I hope that's what you're asking me. Maybe not.
You do. Let me see if I can put on the screen.
I don't see anything. Let me try taking my headphones off. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. I doubt it, but let me try it.
That was so funny.
All right, okay. Now we try.
So the question is, how did you do the mindset walk to take you from where you were to where you are?
No, it's even worse. It's even worse. But someone's saying, how do you do the mindset work? Let me put my headphones back in. I have no idea.
Oh my God. It's so funny. Oh, we can't hear you now.
Hold on.
Okay. Oh yeah, we hear you now. Okay, but that's fine. So we're gonna have to do some other stuff, Akbar. Thank you for all you do.
Yeah, I'm here. Borgi is all I hear. But I don't know. I hope everyone got some value out of that. Maybe, hopefully.
Thank you so much. We'll talk soon, okay?
I appreciate everybody. Listen, I'll leave you with this note. The number one secret I can give everybody, guys, I'm technologically illiterate. I'm not that smart. I'm not that, anything. The number one secret to my success has always been giving. Just keep giving. You can never go poor by giving. And you can never lose by giving. There's no such thing as giving out too much value. Just keep giving, and you can never lose. Have the right intentions. Go out there to make more, to give more. If I can be of any use, hit me up. And thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Akbar. Talk to you soon. Bye.
I got that one. Talk to you soon. All right. Bye, everyone.
Wow, that was amazing. Hey, bro, are you on now? Oh my God, that was amazing. Something about when I knew he was driving, I knew something could happen with the with the technology. How that goes. Wow, we have one more speaker for this session. This is an amazing guy, man. It's my bro. We connected maybe last year or so, and we both were speakers at an event, and we just we just connected like that, man. He's a man of God. He's a God lover, and we both love Jesus. And we just connected like that. As an entrepreneur like me as well. So in 3, 2, 1. But before I bring him on, man, I don't like these numbers now. We need to double it. So everybody on Facebook, Instagram, go ahead and share right now on YouTube. I don't know if you can share on YouTube. We're broadcasting on multiple mediums right now. Those of you that are streaming straight, I don't know if you can share, but on Facebook and Instagram, on Facebook, I know you can share. So share one more time. Where this guy, he has his own company. I mean, he's young, he's handsome. For those of you who are trusting for a good husband, let me bring him out now. 3, 2, 1. I told you guys, he's young.
Yo, how you doing, man? Doc, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. This is the man, the myth, the legend. You know, young, rich, handsome, love God. What else? I mean, smart.
I like that.
How you doing today, man?
Nah, man, I want to say thank you for having me, man. And yeah, I met Doc about a couple years ago at a conference. He spoke to my mentor. He spoke so much life into me, and I was just kind of getting started on my journey towards entrepreneurship. But, you know, he saw something in me, and he literally, like, kind of pulled me to the side. I'm like, yo, I see so much in you, so much success, man. And 2 years later, man, like I said, 32 years old, the CEO of a multi-million-dollar business, and I had the pleasure of changing lives all around the world by, like, teaching people financial literacy, teaching people how to believe in themselves, and giving people the tools and the mindset to go after all this abundance that God gave us. And that's been that's the biggest blessing that, you know, you could give somebody. Like the last guy I spoke about was value. Like you serve your way to success. Anybody that's making millions of dollars that's helping the world, you're serving your way to success. And that's one of the biggest things that I grabs about, you know, going throughout this process. I became an asset of myself so I can help other people become an asset to themselves as well.
Wow, that is so amazing. So you got a session to yourself. I know you have so much you want to share. But before we do that, you know, tell me, how did you get started with owning your own company, right? A lot of young people your age, sadly, they just want to goof around, have fun, just want to, you know, they don't care, right? What happened to you at a younger age to say, hey, this is what I want to create with my life, and you went about doing it? What was that trigger for you? What was that trigger for you?
So basically, I have a master's degree in engineering, right? So, you know, in a 9-to-5 world, I was making I think 80, 90K a year. But the vision that I had for my life wasn't what I was currently doing. So people have these visions of, I want to be a millionaire, I want to make impact, but your current situation doesn't reflect your vision. So if I had dreams of impacting people's lives, making millions of dollars to be able to change the world, to be able to add value, I knew that my current environment would not allow me to fulfill my desires. So immediately I'm wasting time, right? So most of us, we want to be this amazing person, but our current situation doesn't produce the person that you have for yourself, right? It doesn't align with your vision. It doesn't align with your desires. So at that point, I'm wasting time, right? Every day that you're procrastinating, you're waiting to live out your dreams. Every day that you don't work on yourself you're taking the time away from the person that you can be, right? So my whole goal is, I don't want my current situation to be my final destination. So my current situation was not the destination I saw for myself, right? It's easy to have a vision, but does your environment, does your beliefs reflect that? And at that time, it didn't. Even having an engineering degree, it did not allow me to make the impact that I wanted to make. So that's what made me go after my dreams, so that I could be more aligned with my desires, right? Because we have vibrational patterns that doesn't align with our desires. So I was like, I got to change my vibrational patterns up and create new habits to be more aligned with my desires. And that's what got me into financial literacy, because that situation helped me be the person I am today, that mindset.
Awesome. So before you get to your speech, I got one more question. So did you face some obstacles, or what are some of the obstacles you faced, you know, building your company to where it is today? Because sometimes people only focus on the success, the Bentleys, the Lamborghinis, all of this nice stuff, right? And many times entrepreneurs don't also let people know too the heartaches, the betrayals, the pain. So what are some of the difficult things you had to go through to get to where you are today in terms of success?
having that vision, man, let me tell you something, guys. I got started on my journey with 2,000 followers, right? So I had this vision for myself, right? But one thing about getting started, most people, they try to find a right time, right? They're trying to find a perfect time to do something. And my whole mindset was get started with the tools you have, and better tools will find you along the way. Get started with the tools you have, and better tools will find you along the way. So having that, having that mindset, it allowed me to go to continue to go through, right? And most of us, everything is about perspective and mindset, right? I used to tell myself that I don't try to psych myself out about things, right? There's words that you could use, right? So you could say, oh man, right? I got to do all this stuff to chase my dreams. But you have to change that mindset to, I get a chance to do these things. I get a chance to go through the process so I can become this amazing person that God created me to be, right? Because when we start using those negative words like, I got to do something, it feels like it's so stressful, it's a heartache. But, with me having, going through the mindset of going through that experience, I accepted the fact that, Ty, I get a chance to become this person that I have envisioned for myself. And that process and that hardship made it not as difficult. And also, too, when you're led by God and when you surrender your vision to the highest power, you just get started. And these things will, the people you need, the money that you need, the mindset, those things will start. You don't have to go find those things. Those things start to come to you tenfold. Those people start to come to you. That information starts to come to you now, right? And those hardships don't seem as difficult because you're not doing it alone.
Wow. This is so amazing. All right, so I know some of you got questions, but let's give him about 25 minutes. So we're back with some Q&A. So I'm going to be out of your way. So you got 20 to 25 minutes to just share and teach your content. Then I'll be back with some Q&A, okay?
Okay. All right, so like we were saying, guys, about like having a vision for your life. It's important that you have a vision for your life. If you don't have a vision for your life, somebody else will have a vision for you, right? And when I was speaking about having vibrational patterns and having desires for your life, if you say you want to be a millionaire and you want to make impact, that's the desires that you have. But your vibrational patterns is hanging out on the weekend, being around people that you can't learn from. Those are your patterns, right? So that means it's like an athlete or somebody that want to gain or lose weight. If you want to be healthy, but you're eating junk food, the desires of you living a healthy lifestyle, but your vibrational patterns and your habits are eating bull crap, eating junk food, drinking alcohol, all those things doesn't align with your desires of being healthy. So that's the first mindset that you have to have, is to admitting that, hey, if nothing changes, nothing changes. The first mindset about entrepreneurship, if nothing changes, right? So you have to tell yourself that, hey, if I don't change my current situation, my vibrational patterns, I'm going to be at the same space year after year after year. And at that point, you start creating you create your own heaven and hell by the choices that you make or don't make. So like I said, having that right mindset is super important than actually chasing your dreams itself. But there's something that has to keep you going. There's something that has to keep you going, because it's not just the money alone. Because what's the difference of you going on YouTube and typing in, hey, I want to be a millionaire, and it gives you a list of things to do, right? You have to be emotionally connected to something to get you to continue to move. You have to have that mindset. You have to believe in yourself. And I was literally talking to my team yesterday about blowing the bag, right? You have an abundant mindset. It's free to think. It's free to create a vision for yourself, right? I want to be a millionaire. I want to impact the world. I want to change lives. But your belief system is right here. So the bag is right here, but your belief system is right here. You have the mindset to create, to become this millionaire, to make this impact, to change the world, whatever you want to be. But your belief system is here. So you blow the bag, right? So how do I change my mindset and actually get the things I want out of life? It's everybody on this conference wants to be this amazing person, right? We want to be this amazing person, but you don't believe that you can do it. So what I need everybody to do is increase your belief, right? Increase your belief so that you can get the things that you want out of life. And when you increase that belief, you start to do the things that's necessary. And once you start getting those, once you start in and getting that belief, you start to know that I can do these things, I can achieve these things, and these doors, these amazing opportunities, this an abundance start opening themselves up to you. I tell people it's easy to make money. It's really easy to make money. You just have to focus on yourself until the focus is on you. And you focus on yourself by increasing your belief system. And then you become results driven. I'm going to tell you something about how rich people stay rich and poor people stay poor, right? Rich people, they are results driven. That means that they go into a situation certain that something will work out for them. So when you go into a situation with certainty, you give it 100% action, 100% effort, and you get the maximum results. I was certain that me going throughout this journey in life, I was certain that it would work for me, right? So I gave it 100% action, 100% effort. And 2 years later, I became the person I envisioned for myself. And once you're results driven, you're telling yourself that, hey, I can do this because I got the results from the situation that I was invested in. But if you go into a situation uncertain that it's not going to work, your belief system is low, you're going to give it half-ass effort and half action, and you're going to get minimal results, right? And you're going to tell yourself, what you tell yourself when something don't work? Oh, man, it didn't work for me. And you're less likely to perform that task again. But if you got to ask yourself, did I give it 100? Did I believe I can do it? Did I have belief that I could do it in the first place? Did I give it 100% action? Did I give it 100% effort to get the maximum results out of this situation? Most people don't. And then when you increase your belief system, it's going to work out 100% of the time. Every single time it's going to work out. It's going to work repeatedly over and over and over again, right? And think about if you're results driven, you do it again. You do it again. You continue to do it over and over again. And that's how you get to the bag. That's how you get all this success out of life, because you've done it over and over again. You rinse and repeat. So if you're not certain that something's going to work, it's not going to work for you. You got to have the mindset it has to work, or it has to work. You have to have that mindset. So everything you go in, it's gonna work out for you. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about is preparing yourself for a certain destination in your life, right? You got an undesigned destination and a designed destination. An undesigned destination is not doing anything with your life and expecting to be where you want to be at in a certain time of your life, right? We're going into 2022, right? How many of you guys, we'll go back to the first beginning of the year, right? In January of 2021, how many of you guys prepared yourself to be where a place you want to be at today? Most people did. Some people did. Some people did, right? Some people prepared themselves at that moment to arrive at a place where you want to be, right? Your destination may be, having $1 million, driving a certain kind of car, having a house, retiring your parents, right? That's the destination. But are you preparing yourself today to arrive to a place where you want to be, right? But let me tell you something about society, right? If you depend on society to take you where you want to be, you may end up in a place where you don't want to be. You may end up making the money that you don't want to make, or driving a car you don't want to drive, or living in a house you don't want to live in, because you did design your own destination. That is super important, that we create our own destination. But you have to do the work and believe in something and stay consistent to create that paradise that you want for yourself. And one thing about going throughout this journey, guys, it's important that you have mentorship and guidance, right? Because nobody does this alone, right? You only know what you know. Information comes from people, experiences. Information only comes from people, right? Think about this. Before there was GPSs, let me tell y'all something about mentorship and guidance, right? Before there was GPSs, right, we would use road maps. If you get lost on that road map, what do most of us usually do, right? We'll pull over to a gas station. We'll pull over, and my name is WB Bernie on Instagram. WB Bernie on Instagram. Back to what I was talking about, the road map, right? When you get lost, one thing we usually do, we pull over to a gas station, right, or some local place, and ask someone that's familiar with their area. I'm trying to get to this destination. They can easily tell you, go to this stop sign, make a right, go travel 30 feet, 30 yards or 3 traffic lights, make a right, and you'll see your destination, right? How many people have done that before? Before GPSs were created, we follow maps, but we also found people that's familiar with their area. Let me go back to mentorships, right? It's a roadmap. Because if you get lost, you can ask somebody that's coming back from where you're trying to go to provide you with the information and direction to get where you want quicker, right? Instead of traveling all around getting lost. Because just imagine if you were just driving all around without asking somebody that's familiar with the area. You know how much time you will waste? You know how much time you would waste? Whether you can just pull over somewhere and ask somebody that's familiar with where you're trying to go to give you exact information. And I'm gonna use myself for an example, right? If somebody say, hey, Ty, I need a 750 credit score. I'm going to tell you to do A, B, and C to get this 750 credit score. Why? Because I'm familiar, because I've helped thousands of people achieve a 750 credit score. If somebody say, hey, Ty, I want to learn how to trade. I want to become a profitable trader. I want to learn about stocks, crypto, Forex, options. I'm going to be able to point you in a direction and tell you to do A, B, and C so that you can shorten your learning curve, so that you don't have to spend money and time losing money, being lost. Guys, we're here for a short time, not a long time. So your job should be, let me get to my dreams quicker so I can live a better life longer. I don't have time to be trying to figure out stuff. I'm going to find somebody that's familiar with where I'm trying to go, get the information so I can get there quicker. And the quicker I get there, the quicker I can help the next person. So this is, guys, we need to have this mindset. It's so much information out here. It's so much information out here, guys. And another thing too, we was talking about value. You want to become an asset of yourself so you could become an asset of other people, right? You could become an asset to other people. I believe in money trees. There are such things as money trees. It depends on what environment are you going to plant your seed in to produce a money tree. Think about society, right? If you invest into society's information, yeah, you're probably going to become an asset, right? You're going to be nurtured. You're going to be trained. But as that tree grows, who's going to benefit from it? Not you. That corporation is, that job is. And when I was in the space, when I was working a 9 to 5, right, I took that experience to know what I wanted out of life. I'm sitting here training people because I became an asset. But when those people got their salary, I didn't get a piece of it. But I don't want to train those people. So I was like, okay, I've mastered this skill, but this skill is not serving me. And all these people that I trained, I didn't get a piece of the pie. So guess what? As that tree grow, the apples that fell out the tree, it didn't fall in my pocket. It didn't go to my family. It went to somebody else. So I had to change my mindset, right? Let me invest in an environment so that I can become an asset, right? So that when I teach people these things, the apple that falls from the tree that I produce, I get a chance to eat off of, right? My family can be served from this, right? I create generational wealth from this. So let's focus on becoming an asset of ourselves in order to be an asset of somebody else. You got to make sure whether you plant your seed in this environment, what information are you investing in that's going to serve you and going to serve other people. Remember I said, right, you serve your way to success, but you need information and value to serve someone. I guarantee you every speaker that you guys are going to hear this afternoon is going to be talking about value and serving, right? Because think about the economy. Think about how money works. People get rich by providing value, providing service to the masses to help them live a better life. I chose the entrepreneurship route because these things that we educate people on, chasing their dreams, finding value in something, helping somebody else live a better life, and you never have to worry about yourself. And another thing I want to leave you guys with, right? I was being blessed enough to create this program called the Wealth Builders, right? We educate people on financial literacy. We teach people how to become an asset. We teach people how to maximize credit, right? Back in the days, they told us to cut your credit cards up, throw them away. But nowadays, we can leverage credit to travel for free, to get free reward points, to get free hotel stays, free vacations, to be able to expand our experience in life, right? Teaching people how to become, learning how to trade and make profitable income in the foreign exchange market, learning about crypto, learning about binary, right? These are the things that we educate people on so you can become an asset, right? Just imagine learning a skill set that can never be taken away from you. And when I was going throughout this journey, I was like, you know what? I'm going to teach people this stuff so they can free themselves, right? I'm going to teach people this information so they can free themselves, so they can become an asset of themselves that's going to serve them and serve their family, right? Because now you got information that not only frees you, but you could teach this information to your kids. They could teach their kids. That's what really generational wealth is, information as well. Because you either want society to raise your kids or you want to raise your kids. Because if society raise their kids, society is going to raise your kids to be beneficial for society. But if you raise your kids with the right information, they're going to be free as well, right? Let me tell you something. You don't want for those of you who have kids, you don't want your kids to suffer from the decisions and the choices that you didn't make. You don't want your kids to suffer from your lack of the choices and decisions that you made, right? So that's why I created this program, to educate people all around the world on financial literacy so that they can become an asset for themselves. I've been blessed enough to help thousands of people make their first 6 figures. And I built a community around people so that they're not doing this journey alone. You're around thousands of people that's helping you get to your dreams. You're around thousands of mentors that's helping you get to the next level in life. From learning how to trade. How many of y'all, the pandemic, right? I made hundreds of thousands of dollars during the pandemic, right? Because I had a skill set. I had a skill set that allowed me to make money any time of the day and take advantage of situations like the pandemic, where I didn't need, have to depend on somebody else to take care of me, right? That's what learning skills are for. Leveraging credit, right? So that when these houses went on sale, or these people went into foreclosures, I had the credit to leverage to go purchase these homes. When Shopify and these companies Zoom, people were standing at home, I was able to capitalize off that information because of the skill set. Learn skills and take advantage of situations and understand how money works. Understand how money works. And that information, like I said, allowed me to help thousands of people around the world so that they could be free. And I'm proud to say that I've helped thousands of people around the world live a better life because of the things that the decision I chose to make with my life. Let me tell y'all something that's very important. You don't realize how valuable your experiences are until it helps somebody else. Think about your experience. How have your experience helped somebody else? Think about your experience of learning how to leverage credit, learning how to trade. Imagine that information. Imagine that information. Imagine you becoming the highest version of yourself. Imagine how many people you can help. Imagine how many people you can get out of poverty by you becoming the highest version of yourself, by you investing in something, right, that can help a person, like make their first 6 figures. Become a millionaire. That's what it's for, guys. And we're here to help people, but first we got to become that person of value. Your experience of going through this journey, learning new skills, is going to help somebody. Me learning about credit has helped thousands of people. Me learning how to trade, how to do these amazing things, help thousands of people around the world. And they have learned these things, and now they're helping their peers. That's how we change. That's how we break generational curses. That's how we break generational curses, guys. Become a person of value. And I want to leave y'all with this too, right? When you're going through our life, don't look at when you chasing your dreams, don't look at all the stuff you have to do to get to what you want. Change their mindset. And I tell this to my people all the time, right? Change their mindset. I get a chance to acquire these things, right? I get a chance to do these things, right? Don't have the mindset of, oh man, I got to do all this work. You're going to psych yourself out and create a negative emotion towards yourself. And you're less likely to give it 100% because you already done talk yourself out of it. But change that mindset to, I get a chance to do these things. I get a chance to break generational wealth. I get a chance to learn a skill set that can make me money all the way around the world. I get a chance to be able to leverage my credit to get free flights, free groceries. You get a chance to do those things. Most people don't have the opportunity or a chance to do those things. So let's change the way we think and change the way that we bring information in, right? So I want everybody to start saying, I get a chance to learn something. I get a chance to live a better life. You have to talk yourself into it. Because if you're not, those negative emotions are going to psych yourself out, man. So y'all got to take that with that.
Wow. That's amazing, bro. That is amazing. Yeah, sorry, there's a throw at black, whatever that throw is,
Yeah, I
But,
see that, man. You know, people gonna be negative, man. So
yeah,
that comes with the territory. So God,
yeah,
bless that individual
we
person.
didn't, we didn't catch it on time. So this is your website, right? The webbuilders.me. So this way people can follow you and learn about you. So how else can they reach out to you? Somebody have questions, they want to learn how you can help them make some money or get connected to your organization. So is it just for the website or is there some other way?
Yeah, then you can follow me on the website, or you can follow me at WB Bernie on Instagram, and you can shoot me a DM, or you can follow the Wealth Builders page, and you'll see like so much information on just the stuff that we offer to help people. You know, like I said, to help people get to their dreams.
That is so amazing. So if you could give one more like secret sauce, what would be that one thing that you can share today that you believe will be transformational to somebody watching live or watching a replay? What's that one thing you'd be like, man, if you do this right now, you will have an amazing 2022. What would that one thing be?
Like I said before I got off here, change the way you think till you get a chance to do something. Like I always, when I go through hardships in my business, I look at it like this is an experience for me, right? Because this is going to help me and help somebody else. That I get a chance to experience this. I get a chance to, because what it does, it changed that negative emotion to something positive. So it's like even that negative emotion that you have, you just turn to something positive because you like, yo, I get a chance to do this. Because people, like I said, though, your experience, every experience that you have in life is valuable at some point in time in your life. Either may be valuable for you, or you can prevent somebody else from going through the same thing.
Wow, that is so amazing, man. So everybody, man, follow him. Go to the webbuilders.me. He's also on Instagram. You can search it with his name. Follow him. He's really, really helping a lot of people to make money, change their life, change their mindset. Thank you so much for coming, bro, man. I'll be talking with you offline. Thank you for coming and pouring.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me.
Sure, anytime, man. Wow, that was amazing, guys. That was amazing info. All right, so this is the end of our afternoon session. We got one more session tonight at 3 p.m. Let me tell you right now, you can get the replay. Some of you have been getting the replay, some of you have not. This is another way you can say thank you for putting this free conference together for you. Order the replay at the end of today. By today, all the videos for tomorrow is gonna be gone. So we're deleting all the videos. You only get the replay and a lifetime access when you order the replay. So click on the link bit.ly/Vonza level up. bit.ly/Vonza level up. bit.ly/Vonza level up. Okay. So click on that link, order the replay so that you can have lifetime access to this information. All of the speakers have been talking about mindset and all these awesome strategies, right? When you click on the link, at least give us Monday or so that we can edit the videos, put them in the right places. You're going to get an email to say, hey, your course is ready. And then you can go ahead and go to the videos, go to the content again for life. So if at some point you want to hear about documenting the process, or you want to learn about taxes, or you want to learn about whatever topic you want to learn about, everything's going to be right there for you in the online course, instead of losing everything, because we're going to delete everything by the end of today. Okay, everything that will be done today will be yesterday until will be deleted today, because we want to really honor and appreciate those who bought the replay. I want to give them that special access. So go right now to bit.ly/Vonza level up. Everybody, please get a replay. bit.ly/level up /Vonza level up. Okay, all right, so we'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Wow. It's been amazing days. 7 p.m. Eastern time. We got some amazing speakers at 7 p.m. We got Nancy, we got Kawana, we got Lamar Tyler, we got Shaniqua Scott. I mean, it's amazing. We're going to be talking about so many powerful business topics that you don't want to miss. So get some rest. Set your alarm for 7 p.m. Everybody that has been coming on, I see that the comments have been low when I've not announced a gift or reward for the most engaged person. So I guess I got to bring it back this evening so that more people will engage in conversation, because people like to win gifts and rewards. Okay. All right, guys, get some rest. I'll see you guys 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go into the next session. All right. And also to make sure you get the replay as well. And I'll talk to you guys soon, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye for now.